Hello, everyone. Today, I would like to narrate to you a story on my trip to Bad Wimpfen, a town in Germany. In 1992, I was a trainee with a bank in Frankfurt called popularly as Frankfurt am Main because it is on the river Main. I knew very little German and I had been there as a trainee for a few weeks. This is a beautiful country, and I've liked to travel into the interiors, but I was limited by my budget. So I had to go for short distances. The people in the bank where I was working were very friendly and would give me tips on where I should go over a weekend. I asked them, could you tell me a place which is unpolluted by the wreckages of World War II? And they suggested that I travel to Bad Wimpfen. So on one Sunday morning, I took a train to Bad Wimpfen. They told me that I had to change at a place called Darmstadt. So I got down at Darmstadt and then looked around. How do I catch the connecting train? At Darmstadt, I found myself a little lost. The place is too large, I thought. The platforms too many, I thought. And therefore, I was wondering what should I do. My earlier experiences in Germany had taught me that Germans were map conscious and they did not like strangers disturbing them. Those were the days of asylum seekers, and there was a fear or an angst in the mind of people, perhaps that everyone is an asylum seeker. Therefore, I felt that I should be guarded in my approach. Now that I was lost and that I could not read the map properly, a relatively ignorant person that I was in relation to maps, I thought, let me look out for a kind face who would guide me on the platform. People are generally reserved and quiet. That was my impression. They were very efficient. They are very efficient. But this quietude on steely platforms was hurting me a little within. In a culture abound with maps and color zones, asking questions was perhaps a sign of inefficiency. But as I was lost, I thought that I should look for someone. I then sighted this frail old lady, maybe in her early 70s, graciously as she stood there. It looked like she had the time to stand and stare at the world that was passing her by. I quickly went in her direction and asked her, could you help me? I introduced myself. I knew a bit of German, Deutsch, as the Germans call it. She smiled at me, and then I moved on to a comfort zone. She introduced herself as Frau Gimpfel. She said she traveled to Heidelberg, which was on the way to Bad Wimpfen, and she took the same train. She took me to the right train. I boarded the train. She made me sit next to her, and then she narrated the history of Heidelberg, the university town. And she told me that Bad Wimpfen is a beautiful place and suggested that her town, Heidelberg, is equally beautiful. She told me that it was difficult for me to get trains back from Bad Wimpfen. So perhaps I should have a good round of Bad Wimpfen in the time that this train was standing there, take the train back to Darmstadt. She said, get down at Heidelberg and have a round of Heidelberg. You will enjoy it. Her conversation with me, this gracious lady, proved to me that there was love in thought and word in whatever she said. I became more composed of mind at her inclusive approach to me and her friendliness. There was no angst in her, or and therefore that took her compassion and got rid of any fears I had within that I would be not welcome. She was guiding me, and then she was telling me that Heidelberg is a wonderful university town. So I went to Bad Wimpfen. After going to Bad Wimpfen and I taking a town by a visit, which I believe is half a storm for a stranger like me, I rediscovered the beauty of Bad Wimpfen, a town that could not be touched by the ravages of war. And as this Frau Gimpel had advised me, I took the train back. I got down at Heidelberg, got out of the train, and then I find that there stands Frau Gimpel. I thought that she must be traveling somewhere, and that could be the reason why she had returned to the platform. I scrambled to meet her, and then she said, wow, you're back. Great. As the train left, we could talk more. She said, that was in the afternoon. She said, come back and enjoy this town, university town. I said, are you waiting for a train to go somewhere? She said, no, no, I'm waiting for you. You need a tourist guide, and I'm here. I'll take you around to see Heidelberg. For a moment, my heart sank. I was on a limited scholarship, and I would not want to pay a tourist guide. Perhaps my face, the draining of color from my face showed, but she smiled and told me, I'm a tour guide for free. And then I felt to myself, how mean could I be in thinking about her as a paid tourist guide? She took me along a walk. She took me to the university town. She showed me the castle. She showed me Philosopher Way. She showed me the university's bar, which every student visits on arrival. And then she put me back on a train to Darmstadt and Frankfurt, en route to Frankfurt. At the bookshop, she brought me a book on Heidelberg. Her patience with a stranger like me, who had limited knowledge of German language, inspired in depth contemplation within me. There were three things that she left me with: an undying belief in human kindness, that there is divinity in each one of us, that compassion is a purpose of human existence. As she saw me off at the station, I asked her, "Why are you so kind to me?" She smiled in a smile that I can never forget. She said two reasons. One, you are from the land of Gandhi, and Gandhi taught us to be loving each other, even if we have differences of opinion. And number two, she said, I have a son your age, about your age. I really don't know where he is. And when I see a young man like you lost, I feel that this young man could get some assistance, need some assistance, and should get some assistance. And that's why, as she left the platform and as I boarded my train, I felt that there is a mother in search of her son somewhere. As armies threaten each other with bravado, and as people frighten each other, and as fear creates more fear, I think of Frau Gimpfel. There is a mother who is in search of her son somewhere. Thank you.